I had this secret. There's a darkness inside of me. It followed me here. And it's gonna keep coming for us.
Scream 6 is a welcome return to form for the franchise. As a fan of the original Scream film, I was delighted to see the series return to its roots with a clever, self-aware script and a solid cast of characters. The plot of the film revolves around the new generation of Ghostface killers, but instead of terrorizing the small town of Woodsboro, we move to a busy location of New York where fresh ideas of killing someone keeps the film from losing relevancy.
It's in New York, which means it could be anyone. Literally anyone. For any reason.
If you look at the first scene with Samara weaving and the use of mobiles and dating apps, it sees the franchise stay with the times. Really, the film has to evolve if it's gonna succeed. The film picks up a few years after the events of Scream 5, with the core 4, to be fair. The way Mason Goodin says the core 4 is highly entertaining, but now they are dealing with the university life. Sam is still traumatized by everything that was exposed to her in Scream 5.
Her father was the origins of it all. So in a way that gives her a lot of weight, that gives her a lot of like a heavy burden to carry, which already makes her different from the start. Most final girls are quote unquote good girls, and Sam is not.
I gotta say though that one of the standout aspects of Scream 6 is the cast. While some returning characters from the previous films didn't hit the mark, the core 4 put in excellent performances that bode well for their future careers in cinema. Melissa Barrera and Jenna Ortega, the two main protagonists, are particularly impressive, and it's great to see Latino audiences represented so prominently in the film.
It's kind of insane. I mean, they've people of color as the leads, people of color who are surviving, an openly queer woman of color surviving and becoming this staple in the franchise. So important, not only for people watching, but then also just for accuracy of the time and making the film a bit more relatable.
Of course, any discussion of the cast must also include the returning characters. While I was disappointed by the way Dewey was handled in Scream 5, I'm pleased to say that his legacy lives on in a good way in Scream 6. Courtney Cox also brings her A game as Gale, and it's refreshing to see her character get some meaningful screen time after being somewhat sidelined in some of the previous films. However, I have to mention Kirby's face, played by Hayden Panettiere, which seems to have undergone some rather unfortunate surgery between Scream 4 and now, making it somewhat distracting at times. Another aspect that sets Scream 6 apart from its predecessors is the script. While some of the scenes are weaker than others, I mean the psychiatrist scene comes to mind, overall the writing is sharp, clever, and frequently hilarious. The film's self-referential humour is on full display, with my favourite reference going to Letterboxd. Now man, I've said it before and I'll say it again, great app. It's very clear to see that the filmmakers had a lot of fun crafting this story, and that sense of joy is infectious. The horror elements of Scream 6 are also worth mentioning. While there are certainly some jump scares and tense moments, the film is at its best when it goes all out representing the horror genre. The ladder scene was played out well, and the convenience store scene was tense. There are several classic Scream moments where the characters are aware of horror movie tropes and use them to their advantage, and these scenes are some of the most memorable. The reveal for the killers is also something quite unexpected. That was definitely a good thing. It's important for a Scream movie to have a good reveal of the face or even faces behind Ghostface, and this year's was played out to perfection, definitely trumping last year's limp finale and honestly being the most memorable since Scream 2. I have to say that Scream 6 is easily the best entry in the franchise since the first film. It's a fun, clever, and genuinely a scary movie that manages to balance its various elements perfectly. 4 out of 5 stars? Yeah, why not? And with Paramount reportedly looking to release one Scream film a year, it can only mean good things for the franchise. I hope they really do take into account the Marvel Cinematic Universe's lull at the moment and work out a smart way to not rinse out their current successful IPs. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. Also, our UFP Film Club website is in the description below. If you ever get bored and want to explore, give it a go.